Very good day everybody, welcome to another video. I am your personal funky sim pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko, I'll be your captain for today. And we're currently enjoying the atmospheric sounds of the Honolulu weather. Sitting in Hawaii. And we're going to do a little Hawaii hopping. We're using the PMDG DC-6 Bravo. My boss purchased another airplane again because he really was just simply in love with the beautiful livery. And as you can see, it looks really pretty. It's pretty much just metallic with some letters on it. Nothing that's screaming for attention too loud. It's just real nice, easygoing, middle of the road, easily digestible, what have you. So today's flight's going to be about 1 hour. I'll show you where we're going to go. So you go to the Skywactor website. So we're going from the Honolulu International Airport to Daniel K. Inouye, if I pronounce this correctly, to the Hilo International Airport, and we're going to fly from VOR to VOR to VOR to VOR to VOR. There's 2 airways involved. I've never flown an airway straight out of a VOR. Should not be all that complicated, but in any case, we should always get there, I guess. So here you have the picture. The island that we're flying to is actually quite interesting. This part here, and I'm zooming in. We've got the observatory there. The observatories, we visited them once earlier in another stream. You can actually see them modeled and everything. So you see these nice little satellite dishes on top of a hill, or rather maybe on top of a mountain. I do not think it is considered a hill, more of a mountain. But yeah, so that's actually pretty cool. Maybe we'll see something on our route to the airport there, but maybe we will not. We're just going to have to find out. Not sure what the weather is going to do. There's a little leopard up there. It is still daylight, but let's just see what's going to happen. You can have a look at the aircraft. It's from, it used to be an Airline Cruzeiro do Sul. Unfamiliar. Oh, that sounds like there was an impact there. So behind us, you can see Honolulu. And that's what we're going to leave behind today. The aircraft's called Sirius. I noticed this earlier. It is at least on the northern hemisphere, but I believe actually on both the hemispheres of the planet. It's the but at least on the northern, as far as I know, it is the brightest star in the sky. Sometimes people think that the brightest star in the sky is the Polaris. Well, obviously that is not. Cool plane, yes, no, right? Hey, Venus de Milo. Milo, can I just call you Milo? So nice of you to come join. Yeah, so really the airplane, I was just explaining, my boss just, he buys all these airplanes. And you know, we do some delivery routings with them and all that stuff. Yeah, it looks definitely very retro. I definitely agree. I just love the metallicness of it all. And you know, the letters, like, I like the font. It's not too, you know, it's not screaming too loud. You know, like for attention or anything. Like the other visuals, this also, it's just really subtle. Just these little 2 lines. Looks like it's probably Brazilian or something, but that's all. There's a little tail number there, and that's basically it. So it's actually very nice. It's called Serious, but let's just get serious now. Okay. So yes, it's actually a really cool airplane. Just totally love this. So we're sitting at Honolulu Airport now, and we'll be flying to the Hilo International, and it's about an hour flight or so. So let's hop into the flight deck. Let me just open the window for a little bit, so we get some more of the atmospheric sounds going. This might not be happening too long, because in a short while we will be starting the engines. For today's flight we'll be using the artificial flight engineer, and he will assist us in multiple tasks, such as certain run-up of not actually the engines, but is preparing the aircraft. It's like a ghost inside the airplane now.
Completed. Voice recorder. Tested. Oil coolers and cow flaps. Auto in position. Fuel and fluids. Checked. Pressurization. Set. Manifold and duct pressure. Checked. Radios. Checked. Doors and hatches.
In the meantime, I'll be checking the first VOR for our flight. 113.9. Okay.
Door warning lights. Out. Gear pins. Removed. 3 on board. Seat belts and pedals. Adjusted. Throttles. Set to idle. Propellers. Forward and 3. Before start checks complete. Start engines.
Okay, so we're about to start the engine. So we're going to fly the first VOR. It's called Cocoa Head. I'm not going to touch that one. There's nothing wrong with head. Probably nothing wrong with Cocoa either. Just saying it sounds funny. Okay, so 113.9. We'll have to put this in later. Unless the radio. Oh, okay, so the radio stack is on. 113.9. Oh, look, it's already there. That's so convenient. Let me quickly double check, because I know myself, sometimes I get these numbers a little wrong. Okay, so we're going to start the engine, people. First things first, let's open up the easy there, Arkady. A mixture that they go both, they all go to full. Okay, so it's time for the engines. So then just going to do it quick and dirty.
3, 6, 9, 12.
So engine number 3 is running. So we're going to select engine number 4, select the spark for it, and the fuel pump can go to the low position. Just wait for these two buttons to reset themselves. They just did.
3,
So now
6, 9, 12.
prime it, boost it. So the counting that you hear, it is actually the artificial flight engineer who's counting the blades of the rotor blades, the spinning. To turn on all the ignition and all the fuel pumps for now. Engine number 2.
3, 6, 5, 12.
Well, probably a little late for that one, so we're going to have to do the same sequence again there. But I wanted to show you people the blades. Okay, so are we ever gonna? Yes, there we go. Okay, so this is reset now. Here we go again.
3, 6, 5, 12.
There you can hear engine number 2 to our left. It's also started. So engine selector goes to number 1. Just wait for these two to reset themselves. And there we go, we got 4 engines. You can see engine number 1. It's comic as well. I don't understand, the oil pressure is still low for engine number 1, is it not on? No, it is not on. So do the engine number 1 one more time. I've been told that in real life this actually also happens sometimes. Which usually I would think it's Arkady pilot error. There you go, 4 engines. Hello running engine, hello. Okay, so let's get this thing going. Let's close up the window for now. And it's becoming a little less noisy inside. Looks like I'm experiencing a little bit of a low frame rate here and there. See if there's some applications I can close in the background. Okay, so the engines are started up. We're going to ask the artificial flight engineer to perform the after start checklist. The first VOR is already picked up, 13.9 nautical mile, so it's very close. So what we could do in the meantime is also check the VOR that's coming after that, so we can have a smooth transition. So after this one we go, oh, how do they do it? V15, that's actually the same then, okay. Alright, no problem there. And then we go to Mike Kilo Kilo. That is the Molokai, and that is frequency 116.1. So we put that in as well. It goes in the passive box 116.1, or rather the standby box officially. 116.1, there you go. Let's reduce thrust a little bit. And maybe have a look at the airport diagram. We are at Papa Hotel November Lima. Papa Hotel November Lima. We'll look up the chart. So we're going to take off from runway 8 left. So it's really close by. We can go forward. We exit through Alpha 3. We go into Alpha and we're already there. So basically we go to the left. And I think we can see from our position now, perhaps. The controls are out of control. Come on now. Okay. So let's get taxiing. So we'll release the parking brake. So I've chosen the real world time and weather. But it looks like it might be a little too laggy for some reason. Hopefully it gets a little better once we're in the clouds. Speaking of clouds, I probably should not forget to turn on the anti-icing system as to avoid excessive ice building on the windscreen. We're exiting through Alpha 3. Let's request before takeoff checklist.
Boost pumps on low. Fuel selector and crossfeed. Main tanks and crossfeed off. Autopilot and carbide. Off and cold. Hydraulic system. Down, forward, pressure and quantity checked. Okay. Flaps 20.
So the flaps are being put into the takeoff position.
Flaps set 20. Windows and turbine. Closed and on. Controls. Gust lock released. Free. PHTO. On. Mixture and cowl flaps. Reach unlocked. Set. Transponder. On. Landing lights.
Well, this is really quite severe, man. It's quite it's really
Extended
quite
and
low FPS here
before takeoff
tonight.
checks complete.
Parking brake is set. The engine go to idle for now. Let me quickly check if there's nothing I can do. Maybe to get rid of the excess frame rate, because it's getting a little out of hand. Not really sure. Well, let's just say Geronimo and go for it. So what we're going to do, we're going to take off runway 08 left. So we are already sort of in the correct orientation for our departure routing. Well, let's just wing it. I'm not really sure what altitude we should be flying. since it is about a 1 hour flight, I guess anywhere above maybe 12,000 would probably be fine, but I guess we'll also have to take into consideration the altitude of the clouds. You know, if they're at 13,000 ceiling, maybe we just go 14,000, you know what I mean? So, okay, so just let us get this thing going. We're going for a wet takeoff, so it gives us the most power.
On. 30 inches stabilize. 30 inches stabilize. Stabilized. Cal flaps. Cal flaps. Cal flaps set. Full power, please. Going full power.
Okay, so they're going full power. I'm going to wait until full power is completely set. When the full power is completely set, I'm going to release the parking brakes and we will start rolling. And takeoff speed will be anywhere between 100 and 107 knots.
Full power set.
Okay, so we'll release the parking brake and here we go. This aircraft, you always be very careful when you're taking off. You do not want to pitch up too fast. Basically just a little bit, just enough to get you off the ground. And then you start making the speed. So we won, so let's rotate. That's it, not more. And trim it up a little bit.
Gear selected up.
Nice and easy, there you go. There's the city of Hawaii. Or the city of Honolulu, apology.
Flaps up. Flaps going up.
Now obviously there's some hills up ahead. We do not want to run into them.
Meter power. Setting meter
So
power.
speed's picking up, so that's good. I'm going to quickly see if I can tune the VOR.
Meter power set. Climb power. Setting climb power.
So let's do a right turn. And try to keep the plane in a nose-up position for about 1500 feet per minute.
Climb power set. After takeoff checklist, please.
Okay, so the aircraft should now be trying to follow the
After takeoff checks complete.
the VOR1, the NAV1 I should say. So that's Honolulu. Let's also have a look at the other side here. There is the city center. And the harbor. Well, looks like a very nice place actually. So these guys, they live here like in the middle of fucking nowhere. And they got like one of the most beautiful places in the world. It's amazing. Well, they did very well if you ask me. Okay, so let's check what we're doing. Still climbing 1500 feet per minute, so that's good. Climbing through 4000 feet. We're 6 nautical miles from our VOR. speed is sort of stable at about 142 or whatever it is. So for now we're just going to carry on climbing, and there you can see all the other islands. Let's see if we can sit up a little higher and have a nice view of the island. It's a pretty place, man. I'm liking it, definitely liking it. Yeah, let's get back to aviating. Still climbing at about 1200 feet per minute, speed still holding steady, climbing through, this is 5500. We're 2.7 nautical miles from our VOR. Mind your ears, it's going to be a little loud, but I'm going to look outside the airplane to see if we can find the VOR on the ground. Probably there, maybe, or one of these structures. My God, it's a loud plane. If any of you were listening to the stream and trying to fall asleep, my apology. Okay, 1.2 nautical mile situation. We're 140 knots. Climbing through 6,500, climbing at 1,400 feet per minute. That looks still okay. So I'm going to switch over to the second VOR. We're going to put that 116.1. You can see it's being picked up. Should be a little to our left. So let's just go ahead and align the needle. And if the aircraft doesn't start turning, what it sometimes doesn't appear to do, you simply, what I always do, but sure of this is procedure, go to gyro pilot and click localizer again, and then all of a sudden it starts turning. Now the distance to this VOR is 29 nautical miles, so we got a little time to prepare for the next one. Then we're also still climbing, so we're going to need that time too. So we're climbing through 7,700 feet, reaching 8,000 feet now, setting the altimeter to standard. The climb rate is about 1,200 feet per minute, speed still holding at around 140 knots. So far it seems like it's a stable flight. Now with regards to the cloud ceiling, I'm considering to stay under the clouds rather than go through and above. So maybe just a little further, I will just stay like maybe 10,000 feet or something. Climbing through 8,700 now. I think I read wrong. It's now, what is it? I always have a hard time reading this. Oh, there you go. Well, I did not read it wrong. I read it perfectly well. 9,200 feet. Yeah, so let's just try to get it stabilized around around 1,000. So the aircraft is now going to hold this altitude. So now that we're here, we're going to request the artificial flight engineer to set the aircraft to cruise. can hear the engines sort of spool down. Not really sure what it's doing. There we go. You can see actually the
Cruise power is set.
cruise power is being set there. The thrust is being reduced. We are on a direct course to our next VOR station, which is 20 nautical miles ahead of us. So quickly going to check the chart now, and we enter the next VOR frequency. So we are to arrive in about 18 or so nautical miles at the Molokai VOR. From there we will take a right turn. Heading should be 142 degrees. Go to the Lanai VOR, which has a frequency of 117.7. So 117.7 is what we're going to put in the standby box. And it is now standing by. So we're clear of the first island, people. On our way to the second. The weather is not too bad. We still also have some sunlight. So we're now going about a little over 200 knots. We're at flight level, well not, yeah, it's, I think it's flight level actually 9 or 8. We are 11.5 nautical miles from our VOR. So this is the coast for the second island. Can you imagine if these people here run out of boats? All they can do is fly and swim. They must have a serious amount of boats in these areas. So I believe our next VOR will be on that island right there. And our VOR station somewhere up ahead, could be maybe there, that is structure, but or maybe already there. What's the distance? 6.4 nautical miles. So a little less because we're also up high. Not the full 6 nautical miles in the sky, but okay, so let's just prepare for our next VOR now. And then the final challenge will be, as always, how and when to descend. And after descending, the landing is always a challenge for me in this one. I definitely did have some good landings. The other day I had a terrible landing at Marseille airport, getting ice creams from a French redhead lady. But that landing was really, really terrible. Absolutely terrible. It was, my boss was not happy, I can tell you that. 2.4 nautical mile. 1.6, 1.5, and then it will start counting up. There you go, it's changing now. So we change to the switch over to 117.7. Should be the heading of about 142. So we change this in the OBS. There we go. So that course has been laid in, and like we did earlier, for now what I will just do is switch to gyro pilot and switch back to locator or localizer. And there it goes. So we are in cruise stage now. So there is not too much to monitor for now. So what I will do immediately is just get up and let's have a look at the next VOR. So we are flying to Lanai, that is 117.7. It's on the island that we're flying to now. We are just leaving from here. Well, just leaving this island into this direction. Once we arrive at the Lanai VOR, we're going to take a left turn, 3 degrees, 063 degrees, my apology. I'm losing my ability to speak. Go to the Valley Island, and they have a VOR here, the Kalui. That would be, let's see, where is the box? My guess is that would be 115.1. Let's just double check here as well. OGG. Yeah, that's correct. So we're flying now on the V7 to Lanai, Lima, November Yankee. It is this one, Lima, November Yankee, and then we're going to take a left turn, 063 degrees. To the Oscar Golf VOR, and that is 115.1. So 115.1, we go ahead and enter it in the standby box. 115.1. Nice and easy, there you go. So I wonder what they do with this island. So far does not appear to have any structures on it. A very pretty coastline though. Who knows, maybe it's a nature reserve. Our distance from this VOR is 12 nautical mile. There is actually Lanai city, as you can see there. We will be flying towards the airport of Lanai. The VOR is to the south. We'll take a left turn. The airport will be to our left, and to the northeast will be Lanai city. So maybe we can see it from our position in the sky. Just want to look ahead a little bit because where we're going, this is a high peak. 13,803, but we're just going to follow the coastline to the north of the observatory. The The landing up might be interesting though, but we could also just fly a pattern, I guess. So that's probably not too complicated. So let's go back to the cockpit there. So as I said, we will be flying to the VOR that's underneath the airport. So what can we see from up here? Would that be Lanai City? I would assume so then. There's the airport, the runway. That's pretty cool. I'm telling you, man, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2050, you know, you will probably have an airplane and you can bring a buggy and you can just drive around in a buggy on this island. You just land, get out with a buggy and just drive around and explore the entire island. And eventually it's going to be like that for the entire world. Okay, so let's get into action here. 2.0 nautical mile. It is still counting down, but we should start switching. We can also see here when this needle starts getting twitchy, we start probably turning to the left or to the right, depending on which side of the aircraft the VOR is. It's on our right. So we switch to the next VOR now, 115.1. You can see right there, it's at a heading of about 063, as they said on the chart. And now the aircraft is going to take a left turn, and it's about 31 nautical miles ahead of us. Here's the other side of the island. There's also a little settlement here. There's the airfield. It's a pretty area, definitely like it. So, to stay ahead, immediately we go check the chart again, and we see what the next VOR frequency is going to be. So we were now at Inouye. We're taking a left turn here, now flying 063 degrees for about 31 nautical miles. In about 15 or so we will cross the next coastline there. So we're now flying to 115.1, the Oscar Golf VOR. From there we will fly an outbound radio 069er. And this is going to be interesting because this is an airway which is taking you into this direction rather than, let's have a look. So our next VOR really is there, or here, sorry. But this is an airway, and so I'm not really sure how we're going to proceed. Warning, high volume tour aircraft operating over Maui. Monitor 120.65 for traffic information. Okay, that's took notice. So we fly to this VOR. Once we are overhead, we continue heading of 069er. We will need to know when we turn right heading 156 to get on the airway Victor 11. I will start by putting in this frequency for the Upolu VOR, that is 112.3, so just do that first, 112.3, we put it in. .3, so that's put in there. Oh, there's some clouds here over this island. Distance from the VOR 18 nautical miles, 18.7 or something, 18.6, there we go. So let me just check now how to go about this. So we will be flying an outbound radio 069er. So I guess when we are, I'm not sure is the word abeam. How long is this? Let's see, 30. So this could be about 50 nautical miles, so probably the VOR is going to pick up. So basically, when we can tell that the VOR is on our 90 degrees, then we should turn straight to it, I guess. There is also, no, there's no idea. So this is a little new for me to make this square shape pattern by still using the VOR, but it is what you can do. We keep the first one active. Let's check if there's a second one possible. I believe it was. You can see VR1, VR2. So let's see, maybe we can also put this 112.3 in the nav2 radio. 112.3. Make that active in the nav2. So what that's going to do, you can see it's working already. This is now the direction. Let me just get a better shot here. So this one is the direction to the other VOR. So what we're going to do, we are now flying 63 degrees. We will then fly overhead, so this thin little needle will start turning to behind us. And we'll basically just keep on flying. We should maybe go to 6.9er instead of 6.3 that we're doing now. And then once we are on the 6.9er outbound radial, let me check what's going on. It looks like there's some turbulence. Well, there's some definitely some turbulence going on. Look. Nothing too bad. Nothing we can't handle. Okay, so as I said, yeah, so once we are now 5.2 nautical miles out, so this small white needle will start moving. I believe then once we are on the 069er track and this VOR starts going to our 90 degrees, so fully to the right, I think that's the moment that we should then switch over and fly that radial inwards, inbound. And I will show you on the map real quick. 3.1 nautical miles to go. So let's do this real quick. So we are now here, nearing this VOR. We are then going to fly an outbound radial. You can see it's not the same line. It's not 063, but it's a little more to the right, 069. And basically what we'll do is we check the VOR2, or the nav2 I should say, to see when the other VOR is to our right side. It should be at 156 degrees. There you go, it's turning. So we try now to get, let's go gyro pilot and do a little right turn. 069er, so not too much. This looks like 068, but should probably be fine. Let's get close here. So the VOR2 needle here should then start moving there, and this should then be like 156 degrees. So I would like to get a little closer, just for experiment's sake, because it's a little new to me. There, this should be a lot clearer. Excuse me. So let's just monitor this for a little bit. So still going strong. Looks like it might be moving ever so slowly. I'm going to fiddle with it a little bit. See if we can get a little more to the right. There we go, we're on our way to 069er, 066, 67, 068, and 069 are coming up. So we're not quite there yet, and we could also have a look at the chart. We're now 14.5 nautical miles from our previous VOR. If you then take a look at the chart, obviously there's no real distance, I believe they don't have any distance noted here, but well, I guess it could make sense. This was about 31, so this should also should be maybe about 28 or whatever. But you can see now that definitely the needle, let me get a little more close here. I'm quite far from the screen, so yeah, so that's almost touching the white triangle there. Once it does so, we turn straight for that VOR. We could also just start dialing it in for now. So will be a heading of 156. And then probably after not too long, we should probably start considering descent. It's not like we're that high up, but we definitely do need to descend if you want to come down, of course. So that should be it. So I'm going to switch over now. So we switch over to 112.3 and we tell the aircraft to fly the VOR. And it is now turning to the right. And there you go. Let's have a little look outside. Not too much to see. Instead there is a whole lot to hear. It's screaming loud. Although it might be loud, but I do think it's a beautiful sound. Yeah, so let's hope for good weather conditions at our destination, because this does not look like landing friendly weather. It's like covered in clouds, man. Okay, so let's have a look. We are 45 nautical miles out. So I'm going to pull up the chart again. We were here at where it reached sweep, and now we're flying heading of 156. It's a leg of about 45 nautical miles that is left now. So we'll then be arriving at the uniform Papa Papa, as you can see right here, 112.3. Let me just open up another Coke. Cheers. So after that we will fly an outbound radio 097, and that's also going to be interesting because I plan to fly straight to this VOR, but here basically they're sort of doing the same, but now it's not straight angle. So let me see, 325 on that side, so I guess minus 180 then. So I guess about 145 if my head calculating is correct. So we could do that. So we just keep on flying until the next VOR, then will be at our 145 degrees, and then we'll fly straight to it. But at the same time we should also start considering our descent. So what we probably do is fly to this VOR. Let's have a look at the altitudes here, 5,513. Nothing too exciting here. There's a peak of 1308. just the VOR. So maybe if we would be here at 3,000 feet, and we are now at 10,000, we have 7,000 to come down. If we do this at 1,000 feet per minute, and I'm lost. Okay, but no problem. Let's just get back here into the flight deck. Let's have a look outside the window. It does look really pretty. But yes, I am feeling a little bit... oh, look, man. That looks so cool. Very cool indeed. So the distance to the VOR is 29 nautical miles. And let me check the next frequency real quick. We're now flying to 112.3. The next frequency would then be 116.9. We put that in the same as we did the other. 116.9 goes here, but we also put it in here, 116.9, and we activate. So what we're doing now, the nav2 radio is actively now tuned to the next VOR, 116.9. Let's have a look if we can tell if it's picking it up. I believe so. It would be at a bearing of 130 degrees or so. If we have a look at the charts to see if we can confirm this in any way. So basically 130. I'm just wondering which, if you put a line to 130, so 310, if you go up 310 from here, so we could be around here maybe, but I guess it should be good then. That's for me that's enough confirmation though. So it is picking up. So that's a good start. 2 nautical miles to go. Oh look, some of the clouds here are dissipating over the ocean. But then there is a whole bunch of more clouds. Okay, so there's the coastline. So this coastline is for the island of our destination, and yeah, as you can see, there's definitely there's definitely some clouds going on. That's probably where the observatory is, the highest peak. You cannot zoom in any further from here, unfortunately. So let's see if we can start getting ready for descent.
26 inches, please. Setting 26 inches.
26 inches of manifold is being set.
Set. Descent checklist, please. Altimeters and flight instruments cross-checked. Seatbelt signs on. 1.
14 nautical mile.
Low. Descent checks are complete.
Okay, so we're going to slowly descend now. So what I will do, turn off the altitude hold. You can see we're dropping a little bit. I would like to drop a little bit more, not too much. First get a good viewing angle of what it is that I'm doing. So we aim for about 1000 feet per minute. So it will be about 7 minutes until we reach 3000 feet. I want to check with the chart which outbound radio we were supposed to fly again. So we are now nearing, our VOR here, the Upolo, Upolo. We'll fly a heading of 097. So as soon as we are overhead with the VOR, we will turn left, heading 097. So it's about 8 more miles to go. We're still descending. We're going to gyro mode. .5 nautical mile. Here's the coastline. So at least we made it to the island. But yes, these clouds are a little worrisome. 2.5 nautical mile from the VOR. Still descending. A little less, like 800 feet per minute. Okay, so turn left heading 097 now. There's 120. Get down a little. 097 coming up. Let's pull it straight. See which heading it leaves us with. So little to the left. It's not the end of the world. Just correct a little bit. We go to the right. Should be a bullet straight again. But this is a dangerous situation. I'm going to maintain the altitude for now. I do not want to descend any further. I mean, look, it's where was it? I could see some hilltops coming a little close. I believe we should be fine if we follow this routing, but because we're at the coast, but it is a little scary. Let's check. Our altitude is now 6,300 feet almost. Let's also check the altimeter again. It is now stable. It's on local QNH. We are not descending, we're flying level, so that's good. And we check, let's see, switch over to 116.9. And that was supposed to be at a heading of 145 degrees. And that is not quite there yet. This needle should be moving to 145. Once it is there, we engage the nav hold. Just a little unsettling. Just going to trust it's going to be okay, but I definitely want to have a quick look at the chart now. Hopefully we do not die in the process. So if we're flying this thing correctly, we should be, well, let's just say flying this magenta line. There was indeed a peak at 5,513, which would still be below us, but it would mean that we'd be flying over it at about 1,000 feet. So we're just going to carry on. We checked earlier, it did not appear that there were any more peaks. There was one here at 1308. And this will just take us over the ocean again. And once we reach this point, our nav1 arrow should be pointing at a heading of 145 degrees, straight towards this VOR right there. And best we then do, I guess, is fly towards the sea. Let's have a look. Maybe like do a pattern like this. I'm not really sure. I'm probably going to have to wing it. Oh my god, we're in the middle of the clouds here, man. Just to be on the safe side, let's just go ahead and turn on all the anti-icing. The aircraft is capable of flying an ILS, but I've never done it. I will quickly check the sky vector side and see if there's a METAR. It would be 140 at 4 knots. So yeah, the best would actually be if we land not from the sea but towards the sea. So we land facing east, but we could take a chance and fly the other way around because it's probably a little safer. So this is interesting. It's getting dark out and cloudy. Let's just turn on some lights so you can see what we're doing. Just going to do it the easy way for now. We're 3-4 nautical miles from our... No, not from the previous VOR. No, never mind. Okay. Maybe I can check the SkyVector website again. I'll have it pop up on the screen for you. So yeah, not really sure where we are, to be fair, before this point for sure. Hopefully above the ocean. Just want to see if we can make any sense. Few clouds at 1,800 feet, scattered at 2,500 feet, overcast at 3,000 feet. So this is really not suitable for VFR landings at all. Not at all, not in the slightest. The thing is, what I did with Stream earlier was flying to Paro, and with a similar situation. Then I changed the weather, but you know, then the aircraft starts behaving all of a sudden, you know, like in a split second, starts behaving completely differently. Which only makes sense, but it is can be a problem. Because all of a sudden it might be thinking it's overspeeding, you know. Speed has dropped a little bit, so that's actually good. I'm a little hesitant of flying lower, but at some stage I guess we should just take the risk. Let's just wait until we are at a 145 degree heading with the VOR that we're supposed to fly to. Because then we know that we are definitely above the ocean, which should be this point here. And if we then follow the VOR, there's basically only ocean, and we can easily fly 2,000 feet. So I think that's what you should do. The needles are not really moving. Not sure if that's okay or not. I know that I would definitely like them to move. Oh, they've moved a little bit more. Okay, so that's good. Sometimes it looks like it wants to move, but it is not moving. Let's hope nothing is stuck or anything due to ice or something. Heat it up here inside. We're 20 nautical miles from that VOR. So what do you think? Is the needle moving? It actually looks like it has moved a little bit, but it is going so slow. Maybe because it's a really narrow angle that we're flying. So yeah, so that probably makes sense. So it's now pointing 135, 134. So we're definitely moving there. When it's at this line there, 145, we engage the nav hold on the autopilot. And we could then also start descending. I'm going to start 3,000 feet, but if we are finding ourselves in clouds, then we're going 2,000 feet. But it's also dangerous due to energy management. But it is how it is, and let's see what we can learn today, you know? So we should be getting really close. Whoops. Let's see. Oh, it should actually be that little line right there. Let's get a little better of a view here. So if we start turning now, this should really be well. We're above the ocean for sure. Switch to nav, and the aircraft starts turning. You can see it here. You'll also see that we are turning to a heading of 145 degrees. We are 14 nautical miles from our VOR. So let's see if we can start descending a little more. So we disengage the altitude hold. And we'll see if we can get down a little bit more. Descending 1,000 feet per minute. We're descending from 6,000 feet. So in about 3 minutes we should be at 3,000 feet altitude. This is exciting, man. Okay, so 10 nautical miles. Speed's a little high. I'm going to see if we can let's see what's going to happen if we do in range. Is it going to
Fuel booster pumps.
It's going to go slower?
On low. Fuel tank selectors. Mains on, crossfeed off. Hydraulic bypass valve. Down. No smoking signs. On. In-range checks complete.
Okay, so these were just a bunch of in-range checks. So what I'll do now is click the abort button. We will use them later, but for now let's see, we are altitude 4,700 and we cut on the power a little bit. Would it reduce the thrust? Not too much. Okay, so I guess for now that's enough. Because you will notice that once we start flying at 3 or 2,000 feet and we'll start doing level flight, that we will drop a lot more speed. We're 4 nautical miles from our VOR. Let's quickly pull up the chart so that you guys can also see. So we're really close now to the airport, or the VOR, they're both together. Once we are overhead, we'll just go ahead and fly a heading of, does this have a heading here actually? Could maybe fly 088. I'm not sure if that would help us a lot. Let's fly let's fly 120. So we fly to the ocean. 3,600 feet. Range, so we should be over the airport. Let me look outside the window. There's the airport. Man, these ranges, this visibility, man. Okay, so we turn left now. Let's get the right button here. It's getting dark inside as well. Try the pilot to turn left to a heading of 120 degrees. Hold the altitude now. The altitude will hold at about 3,000 feet, 2,900. And we're turning left heading 120. Once we are at 120, I'm going to fly straight. Should be around now. So if we look at the result, 120, yeah, that's fine. We could check maybe with the chart if there is an ILS. Not sure if it will be on here actually, on this chart. Stand by. So Papa Hotel Tango Oscar. Papa Hotel Tango Oscar. What, there's no charts? Oh wait, there are. Approach or runway. Yeah, so if you choose runway 26. Oh look, there we are. Let's turn that off actually. Then what's the situation going to be? Runway 26, there you go. Do they have an ILS? 110.7. So the nav2 radio is now armed for, is actually active one for the ILS, which is the fat one there. So that's going to help us orienting with the approach. We're flying over the ocean, so we do not have to worry about bumping into things. So that's a good starting point. If you want to make our turn, I believe it's best we're flying 120. Let me show you the chart. So not quite sure where exactly we are, but we flew over and then turned 120, something like this. And so let's just keep on going for a little bit, and then probably fly 090, and then 060. And then 330 or 300, and try to get ourselves aligned. I'm not really sure how this is going to work out. maybe we should, yeah, I'm not really sure. Distance from the VR is 10 nautical miles, so we definitely could go as far as 20. It would be, you know, we want to be on the safe side, right? So let's have a look. So we're flying level, and you can see what I did earlier. I reduced the thrust, and we're already very close to our landing speed and approach speed. So we should not mess with it any further for now. If anything, maybe a little more thrust. That might be a little too much. So let's just carry on. We're 1-2 nautical miles out. Let us also put the ILS frequency 110.7 on this side. 110.7. If we turn that on, so basically we got both needles now pointing there. That's fine. Let's have the exact heading is 259er. Is that correct? 259er degrees. I just need a little more precision, so just zooming in. 259er. Let's say this is 259er. Looks like we are descending a little bit. This might be due to our speed, because I think this, yeah, see? So add a little more thrust there, maybe even a little more yet, because we might lose some altitude in our turn. So this looks a little better. 18.6 nautical miles from the ILS. Oh, we just lost it. Okay, so let's just turn now then. Let's turn left. Let's just start by 0. So we are turning and we're holding altitude. That's good. Speed's gaining a little bit. Let's just keep it for now. And in a bit we will check the before landing. What you want to establish now is that you fly towards the airport. So I'm not too sure about this banking that we're doing now, if it's too steep or too shallow, too wide or too narrow, what have you. So let's carry on at about 225, let's 280. like there. And now we request before landing.
Flaps 20. Setting flaps 20.
There's definitely some visibility, so that's good. It's not a whole lot. ILS is 17.4 nautical miles out. It is to our right, I believe, so this is where it's getting a little confusing for me now. Let's see. I'm going to reduce the speed. Let's see if we can fly the approach.
Flaps set. Mixtures rich, please. Auto rich. Mixtures set. Gear up and down, please. Gear up and down.
These are crazy conditions, man. So there's some land, there's some lights. 40 nautical miles from the VOR or from the ILS. Looks like the aircraft might start flying the glide slope even, but I'm not really sure, to be fair.
Cal flaps plus 3 degrees. Cal flaps set.
Should be on flying approach.
ADI off. ADI is off.
I'm not sure if we should mess with this now.
Speed good. Extending lights. Lights extended and on. Norby. Call means cold. Set cold. Before landing checks complete.
The speed is fine. We just need to find the airport now. And it is a little to our left, so let's see if we can get this. Probably this doesn't work, but could be because we're in the approach mode. Hopefully that is the case, because you can see these bars are no longer changing. So hopefully the aircraft is guiding us in. There's nothing to see, there's some light going on there, but man. Then again, also it's good news actually that these cannot be messed with, because it might be an indication that the aircraft is doing its own thing now and is trying to get us aligned in a straight line with this. If that's the case, we'd be flying, but I'm not really sure. These should actually be going to the left, so we should be going to the right. We are not turning at all, so I think actually we should start turning. We should do it ourselves. The heading was 259 us, so this is probably going to be missed approach. We're at 10 nautical miles. Can we turn right ourselves? See if we can get this aligned. Cannot see anything out the window, man. There's some little lights going on, but not sure. This appears to be working. If this... oh, we are overshooting. going bad. There's really nothing I can see. So what I'll do then, 120, yeah, so keep it here, fly straight. Does not look like we're flying straight yet, not at all. Oh, we're going down, this is not good. Pitch up. Well, I think we might start to crash, people. I'm serious. Full power. Here's ground. Ah, look at that, we crashed. Ah, that is such a shame, man. We were doing so well. It was messy, but we were doing quite well. And I was just about to set a new heading, like back to the sea, back to the ocean. Let me see if I can still show you that. Probably I can. Hang on. Oh, there is this guy vector. Yes. So, okay, so we flew to 120, and then okay, we made some sort of turn. I'm not really sure how. And then I tried to engage the approach. This is the first time I actually tried to using it. And I could see something, but I was getting a little confused with how to interpret it. Nonetheless, did try to respond to it. And then I noticed, okay, so we're getting a little too close, and we don't see anything. The airplane does not seem to align itself, maybe like maybe an Airbus does. So this could be information that I simply do not have. So anyway, so I was thinking, okay, so there's noticing this is not working. We're 8 nautical miles, it was like straight from the airport basically. So then I figured, okay, so we just do another turn. I did ask the aircraft to turn, and it was turning, and I saw it, the heading of 120 passing by. At which point I clicked on the center button so that the turning will stop, and it will start keeping that heading. And but then I noticed that it was actually still turning, and then also noticed we were like at I don't know, like 1,000 feet altitude or something, and so I was like, this is probably not good. And first thing, power up, so get full power to the engines, but by that time it was too late. So we probably crashed here in the ocean somewhere. Hopefully we'll be found. So it's a sad ending. It would have been nice to land. It's a beautiful aircraft, but we'll definitely try again, obviously. It is a learning curve, and yeah, so it's a shame, but up until this point everything went actually really smoothly. Probably this is one of the cases, inexperienced pilot and bad weather conditions, whatever. Okay, so thank you so much for checking, everybody. Hope to see you next time. Looking forward to it. And everybody be kind to one another. And my name is Arkady Gidzenko, your personal funky scene pilot. I will see you next time. Bye bye.